or the fact
the
that
end
this
of all of
isn't
them.
about a shark. It's about a fucking shark, not about a fucking
Human being,
that
yeah.
murdered people. The shark ate people and then blew up in the first fucking movie.
News bits, those small little news stories that aren't quite big enough for their own full-on story, but we don't want to forget about them. We want to talk about them still. And the first one is a bit of video game news. Nothing really big, just kind of a letting those that were curious to know in on it. There was a commercial for headphones, I think, or something. I can't remember. I don't have it in front of me what the commercial was for. It was a commercial with a person with a bunch of video game paraphernalia behind them, like this stark white room, dancing around with like some white headphones on. They had a white PS5, they had a white controllers, white this, white, all kinds of white stuff in the background. It was for something. It wasn't for like Microsoft or Sony or anything like that, but it was for something. I want to say Logitech, like headphones or something like that. But anyway, they're dancing around and they're doing their thing, and in the background, eagle-eyed viewers picked up on, hey, there's an Xbox Series X back there, and it's fucking white. So people started saying, new Xbox Series X model. It's been confirmed. It's coming. Well, Microsoft came out and said, no, it's not. That was just for that commercial, just to kind of fit the aesthetic of that commercial with all these different white things. So unfortunately, those of you that were excited about the possibility of a white, stark white Xbox Series X instead of the beautiful black monolith that it is, it's not happening. At least not now. It's gonna happen. I'm sure you can get skins and stuff. But I guarantee there'll be an official white one eventually, but just not right now, which makes sense to me. Some people are like, oh, why not just put a white skin on it? Give us one. Well, they're having a hard enough time getting these things out to people that want to buy them. Yeah. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to release a new SKU or a new version of it when you can't even get the regular version out. So that's how I think about it. What about you, Nick? Does this even register? Do you care? Would you want a white Xbox Series X if they had it?
Not really. I honestly, I like the PS5, but I wish it had come in black, and I don't want to have to buy like the outer casing pieces to make it black. It just, I don't understand the people like different colors. That's fine, but I never understood the appeal to white. I feel like it's a very ugly looking color for a console. That's just me.
I agree.
But people like it.
I'll no sir, I don't like it. I'll also go one step further and say the PS5, while it's not my preferred console, nothing against it, I've never thought it was a very good looking console. I thought it was honestly kind of ugly. Looks like a Wi-Fi router. But someone did make one that was black. I guess they put a special skin on it or something. And I was like, that looks 10 times better than what was sold in stores. I was like,
it's called the IF Sauron.
Yeah, I was like, I would have that under my TV when it's black like that. The white one, I'm just like, that's, for me, it's an eyesore. But the black one looked pretty cool. But me, myself, personally, I like the black Series X too. But I mean, hey, to each his own. White's never been my preferred color of a console either. But hey, if you were looking forward to it, not yet, ladies and gents, but I guarantee you will get it eventually. All right, moving on from there, let's talk about movies real quick. Star Trek 4. We don't have a name for it yet. We might not ever get one for a while. Was announced a little while back, and we also had the director was announced. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but then he was said to be directing. He got the job of directing Fantastic Four for the MCU about a week or so ago, or a little bit more than that, probably closer to a month ago, and he left Star Trek 4. Supposedly to go direct that's what it was. He went to go direct Fantastic Four. Well, directors we're going to talk about that later on with another one, but directors leave before movies go into production. It's okay. But unfortunately, Star Trek 4 has been removed from Paramount Plus's release schedule suddenly. No reason given, nothing beyond that. It's just not there. They have a release schedule that's out there that people could see, and Star Trek 4 is not there anymore. So that's not looking good. Nick, do you think that this means that we're not going to get Star Trek 4, or do you think that it just means that it was already kind of up in the air? The way it was put together was kind of weird, but what do you think this means?
It means that we don't need another Star Trek. Like, I mean,
well, beyond that.
No. I should rephrase that. When Anton Yelton died, I feel like that franchise was done, because maybe they could replace him. I don't know. Like I want to see what I've actually always wanted to see Quentin Tarantino's Star Trek R-rated movie, but
and I forgot about him that he died.
yeah,
I wonder who they're gonna put in his part.
I don't know.
I forgot all about that.
They put the directors of the directors of A24 in there.
Yeah. Quentin. I'm sorry, you were talking about Quentin Tarantino's already version.
Oh no, I'd rather see that than a new Star Trek because I didn't like Star Trek Into Darkness. I think no, not Star Trek Into Darkness. Star Trek Beyond.
Beyond. That was the third one.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that one. So I don't know. I mean, they're taking it off because apparently it's just not a film that has any momentum right now. It feels like they are just kind of spinning the wheels, and you might as well just. It's like the whole Star Wars Rian Johnson trilogy. Just until you're ready to present it, just let it sit in the background and steam or do what it needs to do, bake for a while. And
do you think we're ever gonna get it?
No, at this point, no.
Oh,
if we're never gonna see Half-Life 3.
They're gonna make another Star Trek. Well, maybe they won't make a sequel to the what do they call it? The Kelvin timeline. I guess that's what this was. So yeah, I don't know if we'll get that, but they're definitely gonna make another Star Trek eventually. Well, either way, whether we get it or not, we're not getting it when we initially thought we were going to get it because, like I said, it's been removed from Paramount's release schedule. I don't really care. I mean, I liked the 2009 Star Trek. Into Darkness was okay. It had its issues, and Beyond was okay. I didn't hate any of them. I mean, they were enjoyable enough. So I'd be okay with another one coming out, but there just wasn't enough information about this as of yet, except for it was announced before all the cast and crew even knew that it was being made. Like, like Chris Pine and them were like, "Oh, I'm in a new Star Trek. Nobody told me. No, we hadn't talked about money." But apparently they did work all that out. So they've struck deals, but they lost their director, so they just said, "Fuck it." I don't know, but maybe they'll make an announcement later on that'll.
Oh, maybe Harry Styles will be Chekhov.
Oh God, yeah.
It'd be a spinning scene.
Anyway, moving on from there, a little bit of video game stuff real quick. Spider-Man Miles Morales, for those of you that do not have a PS5, or I guess that was on PS4 as well. If you don't have a PlayStation to play that, but you do have a PC, good news for you because it is, much like its forebear Spider-Man, or Amazing Spider-Man, whatever it was called, is coming to PC, and it has been officially announced that it is coming in the fall, which it is right now. So any day now. They don't have an exact date. They did show some footage of it in a little trailer that they're working on it. So I know it's the same engine and everything as the other Spider-Man, so I don't think it should be that hard to move it on over because that one's already there. So, but yeah, if you wanted to play Spider-Man Miles Morales, hey, and you got a PC, it's coming soon to PC. Even though I heard it was a good game, but I heard it was almost like a DLC.
It's I mean, I played it. It's probably 8 to 10 hours long, but I think it's actually better than the original Spider-Man. It's good.
Really?
Yeah, it's entertaining. It's a more interesting story than I think. Peter Parker's getting overplayed a little bit. He's a little rote at this point, but
yeah, we had a few versions of Peter Parker at this point. But well, I mean, I'd be because I played the Amazing Spider-Man or Marvel Spider-Man, whatever they called it. I didn't play it on PlayStation. I played it on PC. I played it for a while, but it did get kind of not terrible. It was still a good game. I acknowledge that, but I got kind of bored with it.
Yeah, I mean, it has a killer third act in it, so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and I'll probably pick it back up at some point, but I got to probably the midpoint of the story and just kind of it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over. And a lot of games are like that, and it just didn't hold my interest as much. But I'll probably finish it at some point. But so I'll probably check this one out whenever it comes out. But at some point this fall, so any day. Fall lasts till what? End of November or something? I have no idea.
Yeah, something like that. December,
something like that.
Yeah.
Or beginning of December. I don't know. Something like around Thanksgiving. So probably before Thanksgiving. Maybe a Black Friday deal or something. Okay, back to movies real quick, or series rather. There's another informational little piece. Henry Cavill, or Healthy Henry, as I'll call him, because he's not sick. He survived the COVID-19 pandemic. The whole thing.
Our Lord and Savior.
He destroyed it with his awesomeness. He has announced, as I reported a few weeks ago, The Witcher Season 3, the Netflix Witcher Season 3 series, had completed filming or shooting or whatever. But we didn't know when it was coming. He has officially announced that The Witcher Season 3 is coming in summer of 2023. So we don't even have to wait a year to see more healthy Henry on the screen as that badass beefcake of a Witcher he is. So if you're looking forward to Season 3 of The Witcher, which I know Season 2 is very divisive amongst fans, if you're looking forward to more Witcher in Season 3, well, 2023, summer 2023 is your time. No official date, just summer 2023 at this point. Sure, we'll hear more as time gets closer. Well, did you watch that show at all? I think you said no, you didn't, right?
No, I watched like a half hour of the first episode. It's just I don't know. It's one of those shows I watched and I'm like,
that's right. You tried season 1 and didn't get much further, right?
Yeah, like I only got like half hour. First half of first episode. It was like,
I get
maybe
it.
I'll go back to it. Yeah.
Season 1's tough to get into, especially if you haven't read the books. Season 1, I think I explained this on another one. Season 1 is very reminiscent of the way the books are made, and they're very much like The Gunslinger, which is something I know you have read, where it's like a collection of stories put together. But the show doesn't present it that way. It presents it as a chronological. Well, it's out of order, but it presents it as a show, a traditional show. They don't give you any knowledge that, hey, this is all kinds of all over the place in different stories. But you do need that information that you get from those stories to progress the story further when they actually do start to get linear later on. It's very much like The Gunslinger in that way, or the Dark Tower series in that way. You need the information from that first collection of stories, the first book, The Gunslinger, to really get what's going on in like Drawing of the Three and stuff like that. That's how The Witcher is.
Right.
But for those of you that are fans of The Witcher, you're getting more of it in summer 2023. Kevin Feige, the Feige. I don't know if anybody calls him that. I just did. He had some comments about some stuff that just small little comments. The first one, which I know some of them stands out there are going to love this. I could give two shits about this, but I know there's fans. Kevin Feige says that Scarlet Witch could return. Maybe. I don't know. Possibly. He wouldn't commit. He said something along the lines of, I didn't see her body under that rubble. All I saw was a big red light and the tower came down. So she might not. But nothing is on the books as of right now, according to him. I mean, not like they would tell us if she was coming back anyway. And people were like, oh my God. I'm like, really? Who thought? I remember when I saw that movie. I don't want to spoil anything. If you haven't seen, I'll try and remain as spoiler-free as possible. The end of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness doesn't end well for her character. We'll just say that. I think I even said when we were talking about in the spoiler review for that movie, as soon as it happened, I was like, she'll be back. I think that they should wait a long time till she comes back. I think she should have a triumphant return and like do something really big and be impactful. I don't think that they'll wait that long. Disney and Marvel aren't good at waiting for things like that. They want to strike while the iron's hot, even though I think that letting this iron heat up might be better. But are you surprised by this at all, Nick?
No, I mean, she's very popular with the audiences and stuff like that. So Marvel, like DC, is a comic book thing. They always bring him back in some form or fashion. I mean, we'll talk about it later. They're bringing back another popular character for a specific movie, and you never can keep a good character down. I liked Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch. I always thought she was the better of some of the characters ever put on the screen, but no, she'll be back. They have too much money on the table to not bring her back. She even, pay her hundreds of millions of dollars, whatever they pay her.
That opens up another question that I have, and since you said you like Elizabeth Olsen as that character, and I do too. I mean, everything pre Phase 4, I enjoyed her in. Mm-hmm. She's only been in since then, WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness, right? Hadn't been anything else she was in.
Yes.
Not really anything. She may have made a cameo, I don't know, but those are the two things that she's been involved in. I didn't hate WandaVision, but I didn't love it. I thought it was an interesting idea that was stretched out too far, and Multiverse of Madness was just a fucking mess. But even prior to that, I enjoyed her character, but I never thought she was like, holy shit, she's so amazing. The way people talk about this fucking character, you would think that she was like Iron Man of the MCU. Like, she was the greatest fucking character ever. And I'm like, what? I'm like, she's not real. I mean, she's not bad, but she just hasn't been given an opportunity to do a lot. This was before WandaVision, even though. Her stands, because she has very special stands, that character does. I'm like, why do people think that this character is so great? Because, oh, she could be so powerful? So, Captain Marvel, too. I mean, she's just the next one that they say is the most powerful character in the MCU. They said that about Miss Marvel before that. I mean, you know, so I don't, or not Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel. Why the special love just for her?
I just think she's a good actor. It has nothing to do with her character. I just think she's a talented actress and does a pretty nice job with what, you know. There are certain people. Yeah, there are certain people in the MCU that are just awful, just the way it is. And there's some people that are good. Like, I like Chris Evans as Captain America. I like, you know, Robert Downey Jr. of course as Iron Man and stuff like that. I mean, there are other characters who are just like cool, like Miss Marvel. I just not Miss Marvel, Captain and Marvel, whatever. There's too many Marvels in this goddamn series. Whatever her face is, who's playing Captain Marvel, whatever. It's just like, I don't care about her at all, and you know, I don't know. I always found Elizabeth Olsen interesting in the series.
Yeah, I like her as an
I think
actress.
she got better.
I will say that I like her, but the character of Scarlet Witch or Wanda Maximoff, besides the show, she was given something to do in the show, I guess. But prior to that, she really didn't have a lot to do. And she had a couple arcs, but
I didn't like her turn in Doctor Strange. I thought that was a really that's like turning into a character into evil because we need a plot point. I didn't really care for that too much.
Yeah, they needed a twist.
Yeah,
I agree. Well, either way, stands of Miss Witch, she's gonna be back. This was nothing big, but I guess Kevin Feige has commented on it now. So since Lord Feige has said something, you know, it's gonna happen. He's being coy about it, but come on now, who the hell thought she wasn't coming back? But that's not all he had to say. He was also commenting, this was in an interview, and he was talking about a lot of things, but they talked about recasting T'Challa, who is, of course, Black Panther, and after his death in real life, people... It's a weird situation, and he said it was much too soon to recast him, which, I don't know, it depends on how you look at it. Me, myself, I look at this, and I'm like, yeah, I guess from that perspective, but the guy, nothing against him and the work he did, and I'm not talking ill of that, but there have been other franchises and movies that have recast characters because they passed or left or whatever, and because they passed away. I feel like even quicker than between these movies. The first one, it's not, I guess it's a series, not a show, or not it's a series, not a movie. First one that comes to mind is Spartacus on Stars, which if you haven't seen Spartacus, it's an awesome show. It's 4 seasons of awesomeness. The guy, I cannot remember his name offhand, he died of cancer in between season 1 and season 2. Came out of nowhere. Well, not nowhere. He had it, went to remission, then it popped back up and killed him like within a month or so. But they recast him. And, you know, of course, it's weird at first, but then, you know, people get used to it. It is what it is. It sucks, but it is. And, I mean, because they didn't want to recast him, the character of T'Challa, clearly his character dies in the universe, in the movie. So someone else is going to take up the reins of Black Panther, so the character of Black Panther is more or less recast. It's not that specific character, but the superhero character of Black Panther is someone else. The torch has been passed. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen, none of us have seen the next Black Panther, so I can't really say, or Wakanda Forever, whatever they call it. When I asked the question of, do you think it was too early or too soon to recast that character, I say, I guess, like, just you as a person, do you think it was? Because, I mean, yeah, I get that. I would say probably, yeah. But in comparison to what other properties have done with characters before, do you think it was too early? What do you think it was?
On T'Challa?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There's a whole big thing about he should have been replaced, because it's not, they're like, the whole big thing is they're not discrediting what Chadwick Boseman did. They're it's like when they replace, I mean, he didn't die, but when they replaced Terrence Howard with Don Cheadle, you know, it doesn't take away from the character itself. It just allows a different character to come in, because look at like Kirk. They replaced Kirk. Like 4 different times, and I think Marvel was so scared because it is T'Challa and is an African American character that they were afraid that they were gonna, do something wrong with his character. It's like, no, look at like a band member like Red Hot Chili Peppers or something like that. I think it was Red Hot Chili Peppers or Metallica, when their member got like run over by a bus, they just replaced the drummer because they're still respecting the original drummer, but they have to find someone to come in and
exactly.
Like,
I don't
understand
disrespectful.
yeah,
They're
they're still honoring Chadwick Boseman's character. They're just allowing the character to progress, and unfortunately, he passed away. It's like being scared without like reason or logic, I guess you could say.
Well, I don't want to get too far into it, but apparently Chadwick Boseman's brother has even come forward and said he supports recasting the character, and like the family supports it, and all these people have said they wish they had just recast it, because it's all but confirmed that Shuri or Suri, whatever her name is, she's going to take up the Black Panther mantle.
Well, it puts the movie in like a whole weird scenario, because now you have to tell a story without T'Challa, which was a major character in like progressing the MCU, and I don't know if that brought in Namor and stuff like that, but it's really weird. I don't know.
And also, they are clearly he is going to pass away in the film. Or his, at least, the film is going to deal with his passing. Yeah. So I'm like, is that, that's some shaky ass ground right there. I wouldn't want to, I wouldn't want to be put in that situation to have to depict this person who died in real life's death or aftermath of their death on film in a Marvel movie. I wouldn't want to do that. I would have just recast him and, have a thing at the beginning, in his honor or for him or whatever, because I don't think it's like you said. It's no more disrespectful to his memory to replace him than it is to recast him than it is to just continue on with the franchise and kill him off in the franchise. This is no more disrespectful in my opinion. I don't think either is disrespectful. I just think one makes more sense.
I'm just wondering what they're going to do for 2 hours and 41 minutes of Black Panther 2.
Is it 2 hours and 41 minutes long?
Yeah.
Holy
it's 161 minutes, yeah.
Well, good for them, I'm sure. I haven't seen the movie. The movie may be great. I don't know. I thought Black Panther was fine. I didn't think it was as great as everybody else, and I don't really feel like hearing anybody's opinion as to why that is. The reason I didn't was because it was fine. I enjoyed the movie. I liked it. That was a good movie. But people talked about it like it was monumental, like this. And I get some people have a connection to it because of things beyond just what the movie is and what the movie stands for. And I understand that, and that's fine. But I'm looking at it just for the movie itself, just as the movie. I thought it was good. It was a really good movie. But, man, the way you heard people, because I didn't see it when it first came out, and the way that people were talking about it, I thought it was going to be like the greatest MCU movie ever made. And I just saw it, and I was like, I mean, it was good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
So much money, but it's fine.
I really enjoyed it, but I went in with like extremely high expectations because of everything I'd heard. And then I was kind of like, oh, the second time I saw it was actually better because I didn't go in with those like inflated expectations because the way people were talking about it. This next one, I'm with you. It might be awesome. No idea, but I'm not excited about it. I'm just like, we'll have to see because they've changed so much. Right, the movie is being influenced by real life events, unfortunate events for sure, and I get that. It would have been anyway, and I'm just wondering what kind of changes did they make based on that. Well, I don't know. We'll see. It's coming out soon enough. We'll find out then. I don't think that anybody, and this is unfortunate, because he is attached to it. He's not attached. He's not in it. Chadwick Boseman's not in it, but because of what the movie, how ingrained in it he is, I don't think I highly doubt whether the movie is good or not, it's going to get any negative reviews. That may be a controversial take, but it is what it is. I hope the movie's good, so it doesn't even matter. So, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got on the news bits this week. You guys let us know what you thought, what you think of Star Trek 4 being removed. No White Series X. Halloween Ends. Not explaining where the fuck Michael has been for 4 years. Spider-Man Miles Morales coming to PC. Healthy Henry announces season 3 of The Witcher, and Kevin Feige's comments on Black Panther 2 and Scarlet Witch. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think of all of that.